Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
You can play this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wait.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
We welcome everyone for we're observing Tamal Krishna Goswami, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami's disappearance day, and the offering is going on right now, Mahaprasad. So until Harivilas Prabhu comes here, we will have the last bhajan today. So every Saturday evening we have women's kirtan. So if any one of the ladies would like to sing, please connect with any one of us sitting in this group and we will try to have a slot. Okay, Harivilas Prabhu is here. So
So it all worked out. I didn't do anything.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol. Jagor Premanandi ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Premanandi ki jai. So today is the disappearance day of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And since he was a very good friend of mine, and I've had a lot of experience with him, I'll just speak a little bit about my experiences with Maharaj. First of all, what's important in everyone's life is coming in contact somehow or other with Krishna. And that is a rare thing. Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschit jatati siddhaye jatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam veti tatvataha. Krishna explains that out of thousands of people, one may know him. And out of many, many thousands of people, one may attain a high state of, let's say, consciousness. But out of many of those persons who have attained the high state of consciousness, only one will know Krishna in truth. So, coming in contact with Krishna through association with devotees, then living in the association of devotees and advancing spiritually, only a few people will actually attain genuine love of Krishna. And why is that? Because there's so many distractions in this world. Everyone is distracted by the glittering nature of material life. Like, for example, if you ever go to Broadway in New York City, or you go to Las Vegas, or you go to Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, there are a lot of lights. and a lot of attractions. And people become, let's say, attracted to it. Why are there so many homeless people living in cities? Why don't they live in the country where life is more natural? Well, because there is the attraction. People drive by in limousines. There are stores with very expensive clothing and people walking in and out of banks and coming up to ATM machines and pulling out money. So all those things attract people. However, living in the country would be much better because you can grow your own food, you have a lot more independence, but yet they're attracted by the glittering lights of the city and the aura of opulence in the city. So therefore, we become bewildered by all these attractive things, and it takes our mind away from what is the actual purpose of life. The actual purpose of life is to solve our major problems: birth, death, old age, and disease. How do you do that? You don't do that by having your mind distracted. So when we try and educate adults and children in the temple, the first point is learning to focus the mind on learning. And the way you do that is by developing a taste for hearing and having questions. Most people don't have questions. Why? Because they're not thinking about self-realization. So when Tamal Krishna Maharaj first came in contact with devotees, he was living in a tree naked in Northern California in a hippie commune. So he wasn't thinking about what is the nature of life. He was thinking about how to enjoy, and his conclusion was, I'll live in a tree naked. However, when he first met devotees, he was attracted to their chanting and their dancing. I remember one time I met one devotee. This is in the beginning, before I was a devotee. I was attracted to the fact that he was chanting and dancing when everyone else was not. Right? And I was trying to figure out what is making this person chant and dance when everybody else is running around doing their business. Usually when you go to a nightclub or someplace like that, people dance, but they don't usually dance in the streets. You know, it's a very rare thing. Here was a person who was dancing in the streets and chanting. So I was fascinated by that. In the same way, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was fascinated by this nature of strange people who sing and dance in the streets. And they invited him to come and sing and dance in the streets. So when you are living in a tree, it's not very much fun. It's like birds live in trees, and squirrels live in trees. You can try it. Try living in a tree. You'll see it's not that much fun. So when he saw these people having fun, he said, well, let me find out what this is all about. Why? Because we're naturally attracted to having fun. And we're not used to having fun all the time. We're used to being, let's see, more or less forced into being responsible, and just for self-preservation. So he met the devotees, and they introduced him to Srila Prabhupada, and he realized there's a whole world of self-realization that he was missing. That's the one thing that we can take a person away from being distracted to material, waste your time activities. Self-realization And acquired knowledge and self-realization is more powerful than wasting your time on the internet or watching television or movies or talking nonsense. Why? Because you're getting a window, like a magnifying glass window, looking into yourself and understanding who you are and what is your purpose in life and what is your relationship with Krishna or God and what is your relationship with others. Now, having relationships with other people is a difficult thing because we're living in a alien environment right now that teaches us to be very cautious and suspicious. Why? Well, because many people get hurt in personal relationships. Just like it starts when you're a little kid. Even a 2-year-old kid gets into fights with other 2-year-old kids, with his own brothers and sisters. They fight all the time, and usually over possessing something. Right? So that, let's say, belligerence doesn't end. It goes right through life, where we're always fighting with other people about territory, possessions, prestige, and so forth. So having interpersonal relationships is very difficult for people in this age. Therefore, they like to deal with the internet and social media because there's even though it's interpersonal, there's a distance, and you can always, erase someone or cut them off, right? So it's a little bit of a safer, let's say, medium of communication for self-conscious people. But having self-confidence and being able to relate to many people and have successful relationships in the sense of not getting into fights, but actually building up bonds of affection, that is a rare thing in this world. But that is the actual experience in Krishna consciousness if you have a pure heart. So, by chanting Hare Krishna, by developing intimate feelings for the spiritual master and others who inspire you to go deeper into self-realization and spiritual understanding, you develop a certain confidence in your relationships, and you learn how not to hurt others and how to make others feel comfortable, and you learn also to recognize other people who are also on a advanced path of spiritual life. So there, Prabhupada explains in this verse, to the 7th chapter, 3rd verse, there are various grades of men, and out of many thousands, one may be sufficiently interested in transcendental realization to try to know what is the self, what is the body, and what is the absolute truth. Generally, mankind is simply engaged in the animal propensities, namely eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, and hardly anyone is interested in transcendental knowledge. The first 6 chapters of the Gita are meant for those who are interested in transcendental knowledge, in understanding the self, the super self, or Krishna, and the process of realization by Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and discrimination of the self from matter. However, Krishna can be known only by persons who are in Krishna consciousness. Other transcendentalists may achieve impersonal Brahman realization, for this is easier than understanding Krishna. Well, during the hippie period, many people got a glimpse of Brahman realization simply by taking LSD without doing anything else. And they interpreted that flash of light, that flash of feeling oneness, the flash of having some type of all-encompassing knowledge, gave them a little experience of spirituality. But because it was artificially induced by a drug, it was not sustainable. Therefore, the whole hippie movement fell apart. They were not able to go deeper into the realm of self-realization. But they had a little glimpse of the light and, let's say, feeling of ecstasy. Unfortunately, however, it's like trying to catch a wet fish. You know, you grab it and then it slips out of your hand. So, therefore, Prabhupada in those early days, especially in the in New York City, the headline about Srila Prabhupada was, "Be high forever with the Swami." You see. So this was where everyone was trying to get high, but by taking drugs. But whenever you go up, the law of gravity says whatever goes up comes down. So they were not able to sustain that, let's say, that euphoric state that they were aiming for. They would always come down from it. Here comes the Swami, and he says, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So the title of the Swami was, Be High Forever with the Swami. So this is what attracted a lot of people. Why was Srila Prabhupada so attractive in those days? Because he was giving an alternative way for young people to get high. High meaning always happy, always dancing, always in a jolly mood, and sharing things. Like if you see the first film in the early days of Prabhupada's preaching in New York, there's a group of young men, and they're all sharing prasadam. And each one has his own opinion about what Krishna consciousness is, and you could tell they were all right off the street, right off an LSD or marijuana high, but sitting together, taking prasadam. There were chapatis, there was dal, there was sabji, and they were talking about Krishna. I said, this is the magic that Prabhupada did. Instead of talking about nonsense, they were, and even though they were not qualified in any way for spiritual life, they were talking about Krishna and eating Krishna prasadam. So that was the beginning of the movement, and at that time, Tamal Krishna Maharaj came to the movement. What usually happens, though, is when you live in the association of devotees, especially if you join a temple and actually live in a temple, very quickly you make spiritual advancement. You can be off the streets in a few weeks and already be very spiritually advanced, although it's, let's call it, immature state immature state, or a let's say, complete state of spiritual realization, but still you're experiencing something that is extremely powerful and attractive. And it's giving you substantive understanding of what is the meaning of life. So, in those early days, Tamal Krishna Maharaj came and quickly understood, through association with the devotees and with Srila Prabhupada, that this is what he wanted to do the rest of his life. And therefore, he became very attached to Srila Prabhupada. And one thing he participated in, and he experienced it, was the power of chanting the holy names of Krishna in the streets of the United States, and picking people up from the streets, bringing them back to the temple, and then training them how to become Krishna conscious. He became very good at it. And because he became very good at it, he pleased Srila Prabhupada. And then when the devotees sort of stumbled onto doing book distribution, he became one of the principal organizers of it. And all of a sudden, the Hare Krishna movement exploded with temples, book distribution, and training of young people to become Vaishnavas. So he was a major player in that whole Hare Krishna explosion. And he pleased Srila Prabhupada by his organizational skills and by his persistence and by his ability to attract and train young men in the same way he was trained by Srila Prabhupada. So, here Prabhupada says, Krishna can be known only by persons who are in Krishna consciousness. Other transcendentalists may achieve impersonal Brahman realization, for this is easier than understanding Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Person, but at the same time, he is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Paramatma. So Brahman is that eternal light, eternal feeling of happiness, but it is only the first step in spiritual realization. It's not a mature state. It's because there's no personal relationship with Krishna in the Brahman realization. So therefore you can fall down from that state very easily. And this is not what Lord Chaitanya taught. He taught going to full realization of Krishna consciousness, by which one basically falls in love with Krishna. And that can only be done with specific knowledge of who Krishna is and how he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are always subordinate to him. So then one becomes fixed for life. So because Tamal Krishna Maharaj was a very intelligent person, he picked up on this very quickly. And especially in those early days, Prabhupada would always emphasize the difference between Mayavadis, impersonalists who are seeking merging into the light, the eternal light of spiritual, let's say, experience, as opposed to devotees who are seeking to have a personal relationship with Krishna. So it's just like everybody has a relationship with the sunlight, but very few people have a relationship with the origin of the sunlight, which is Krishna. So everyone has a relationship with the light bulb, right? You turn it on and off. But very few people have a relationship with Puget Sound Energy Company, where you actually, other than paying your bill, but they don't actually know the CEO, they don't know the generators, they don't know the source of energy that's being used to generate the electricity, and so forth. So in the same way, it's rather easy to attain Brahman realization, the realization of eternity, the eternal emanation of light that's sustaining the whole universe, and the spiritual and material universes. But to understand the origin of that light is something very rare. Just like, do you know who the CEO of Puget Sound Energy is? Do you pay your electricity bill? Yeah, but you don't know who the CEO is, right? So that's my point. You say, it's easy to know the light bulb and the light, but it's a completely different thing to actually understand who the CEO of, and have a relationship with that person, right? So Krishna is the origin of the sunlight, and the sunlight is what's sustaining all life in the universe. But everybody has a relationship with the sunlight, but not with the CEO or Krishna. So Krishna consciousness, in a rather quick way, puts you directly in contact with Krishna, the origin of the eternal light emanating and sustaining everything in the universe. Therefore it says that Krishna is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Paramatma. The yogis and jnanis are confused in their attempts to understand Krishna. Although the greatest of the impersonalists, Sripad Sankaracharya, has admitted in his Gita commentary that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his followers do not accept Krishna as such, for it is very difficult to know Krishna even though one has transcendental realization of impersonal Brahman. So, this is what made Tamal Krishna Maharaj different, or unique. He picked up very quickly the message that Prabhupada was giving about Krishna. And he began to focus his mind on trying to understand who Krishna is as a person. And because of that, he became fixed in devotional service. Just like if you really bond, let's say, with your father or your mother, and you see all their wonderful qualities through practical experience, you get fixed for the rest of your life in attachment. Is that, would you say that's true? Yes? Do you have that kind of bond with your father? Right. Can you say one or two things that convinced you of that bond? That you want to stay in it, connected to him? So you experienced that many times. So then you've attached to him, right? And loyal, or you always want to, if you have any problems, you always go to him and try and get his advice. So you see, this is what happens in self-realization. Self-realization is not in a vacuum. It's you develop self-realization by experiencing the presence of God in your life as a person. And you have specific experiences that convinces you that not only God exists, but He's interpersonally related to you on a daily basis. Okay. And this is what happened. That's why some people become so attached to spiritual life that they will never leave it, no matter what happens. And this is what happened to Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He actually advanced rather quickly, very quickly, in self-realization, and he became indebted to Srila Prabhupada to the point where he dedicated his whole life, energy, concentration, everything to helping Prabhupada spread Krishna consciousness. Now see, Prabhupada was not saying, I am Krishna. He never said that. He said, like you, he said, I am a servant of Krishna. And you and I both together, we should serve Krishna. He said. Now and this is what differentiates Prabhupada from almost 99.9% of other gurus that have come from India. Almost 99.9% of the other gurus that come from Krishna, from India, they try and convince you that somehow or other they are Krishna. Right? Would you agree with that, Prabhu? Do you have any personal experience in that? Yes. How about you, Michael? You have any experience like that? Did you convince yourself, though, that they are Krishna? Tell the truth, Michael. You're on trial right now. Tell the truth. Put your hand on the Bible and tell the truth. Okay, all right. Anyway, you see, they don't have to say that. Even if they let you believe it, that means that that's their whole orientation. But Prabhupada never let us do that. Right from the beginning, he said, I am also a servant of Krishna, like you. The only difference between me and you is that I'm never going to leave Krishna. And you might if you don't follow strictly. Right. Okay, sit down. You can talk later on. Sit down. Yeah, sit down. You already spoke. Okay, you already spoke. Okay, sit down. Okay. So, as I said, Tamal Krishna Maharaj very quickly understood this about Prabhupada, that he was not presenting himself as Krishna, he was presenting himself as a devotee of Krishna. And that he was teaching everyone else to become a devotee of Krishna. And he was saying that, you and I both together, we should follow what Krishna says. Now what does Krishna say? Satatam kirtayanto mam chitantascha dhritarata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. In the 9th chapter, he describes what a genuine devotee of Krishna does on a daily basis. Always chanting my glories, Krishna says, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So that's a description of Prabhupada. And that was the teaching of Prabhupada, that you can also do this. Together we will do this by following the instructions of Krishna, demonstrated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's an incarnation of Krishna. And we will chant always the glories of Krishna. We'll endeavor with great determination, bowing down before Krishna, and perpetually worship him with devotion. So that is the theme of Tamal Krishna Maharaj's life. And he imbibed that by associating with Srila Prabhupada. And therefore he dedicated his whole life to the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. Now, is that only unique to him? No. Prabhupada has given this transcendental life of Krishna consciousness to everyone. Everyone has this potential to be able to satatam kirtayanto mam jitantascha dhritavata namasyantas chamam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. The last line is especially important. Nitya yukta upasate means always being connected to Krishna by worshipping him in love and devotion. Nitya means eternal, yukta means connected in yoga, and yoga means bhakti yoga, the yoga of love and devotion. So this is actually the ultimate goal of life. The ultimate goal of life is not liberation from birth and death. The ultimate goal of life is nitya yukta upasate, being always, continually, 24 hours a day, eternally connected to Krishna through love and devotion. But that is greater than liberation, because you can be liberated and still fall down again into the material world. Just like when those hippies were taking LSD, they were being liberated for a few seconds or a few minutes under the extreme influence of that drug, and they attained a vision of Brahman, eternal light and eternal energy flowing through everything. But it was only for a short period of time, and then they came down again. Right? However, through Krishna consciousness, you go beyond the Brahman to Krishna. Just like you go beyond the light bulb to the CEO of Puget Sound Energy. Right? So it's a much greater position of understanding electricity. When you're associating with the CEO and he's showing you the generators, he's showing you the source of energy. It could be oil, it could be wind, it could be hydropower, it could be coal, and he's showing you, introducing you to all the engineers. So when you become Krishna conscious, you get introduced to Lord Brahma, to Lord Shiva, to Ganapati, to the Gandharvas, and to Mount Meru, and then you go into the spiritual world, to the causal ocean, and through that you go to Vaikuntha and see Lord Narayana, and then you can go to Mathura, and then from Mathura you can go to Dwarka, and then from Dwarka you can go to Vrindavan, and all of a sudden, just like, you can go from here, follow the wires to the junction center, and then you end up in the factory, and then you end up in some skyscraper in Bellevue, where you meet the CEO, and you meet everybody else in the company. So in the same way, gradually as you advance in Krishna consciousness, you suddenly realize that everything is personal. There's nothing impersonal. Things look impersonal because of incomplete knowledge. Okay. Just like if you look at the ocean, you think, oh, it's all one. But then all of a sudden you see there's a whale that jumps out, a gigantic whale. You say, oh my God, where did that come from? But then he jumps back into the ocean, and you say, wow, maybe that was an illusion, because now it's all one again. So that all oneness is due to imperfect vision. If you're in a submarine, made out of glass, and you're driving around in the ocean, you'll suddenly see there's a whole world down there. There's mountains, there's forests of algae, there are billions of different types of fish and crustaceous creatures, and it's unbelievable, the variety. But if you're standing on the beach and just looking at the ocean, you think it's all one. You don't see all that variety. So everything is actually personal. And we thrive on personal relationships. This is what happens in the temple. You might be an introverted person, but when you come to the temple, little by little you break out of that introverted shell and you learn to relate to many, many people. Whereas if you're living a selfish life, you become more and more reclusive, and your only relationship with people maybe is on the internet. I mean, even that, you're, let's say, intimidated by it, right? So we see that this Sankirtan movement, which is what Prabhupada was spreading all over the world, which is what Lord Chaitanya inaugurated, it's about interpersonal relationships. When we go out on the street, like for example, we'll just have a testimony here that Radhika Gopinath can give us a testimony. Before you ever went on Sankirtan, how many people did you know? Jai Shri Shri Radha Nilamadava Ki Jai. Huh? Very few. So now, did you feel comfortable just walking up to a stranger and saying hello? It's the truth, right? Right? Now, by going on a Sankirtan, what's the difference? You tell me. In one day, right? Hundreds of people. And you connect with them, right? Sometimes they shake your hand and say, thank you very much. You actually sell them a book. Now, just to stop a person on the street is not an easy thing. Like if some stranger comes up to you and says, sir, would you like this book? What would you say? Not interested, right? That's what everybody says. Now, how is it they stop when you stop them on the street? Now, see, he's very good at it, I'm telling you. He is very, very good at stopping people on the street. And so is our Puja. Now, Puja, were you able to talk indiscriminately to people before you went on set? No. Did you feel introverted? Yeah. So, how is it, like, for example, today she sold, how many books did you sell? 11 books, and there you go. So, and of course she collected $90 today. Yeah. And she's not keeping one penny. She's giving it all to the temple, right? And she spent how many hours? We're like 3-4 hours. But she organizes the Sankirtan, so she has at least 5 hours a week preparation for the 3 hours that we go out. So, were you ever able to do anything like this before? Now, do you talk only to Indian people? Yeah. Would you ever stop and talk to a person drugged? No, you wouldn't even think about it, right? You see, there's a certain thing that happens when you become Krishna conscious, and it's incomprehensible to most people. Prabhu, now you see that, are we telling any lies here, Prabhu? I mean, you come out and you watch us, and you come out on Sankirtan, you tell us. Have you ever done anything like this before? Okay, so you see, This is something that Tamal Krishna Maharaj discovered. This street Sankirtan, this meeting people, indiscriminately meeting people, and then inviting them back to the temple, and then training them up to become devotees themselves. And indiscriminately picking anybody up off the street and helping them in this way. And he was extremely good at it. He did it to me. He was extremely good at this. And that's why the movement built up dynamically in the early years. I mean, very dynamically. He built up an organization of 200 young men going out on 7 or 8 big buses all over the country distributing books. And they would come back every week with about 50, 60, 70, sometimes $100,000 just from the sales of books, and they would hand it over to Prabhupada. And because of that, we were able to build the big temple in Juhu Beach, big temple in Mayapur, Bengal, big temple in Vrindavan, in a matter of a few years. And Prabhupada was only present 11 years. And Tamal Krishna was with him more than 10 years, or at least 9 good years he was with him. And he participated in a major way of organizing the movement and spreading it all over the world, not only in the United States, in India also, and China. So, when you come in contact with a pure devotee, first of all, you have to have the capability of recognizing that this is a pure devotee. Right? That's a rare thing in and of itself. Ramanda Brahmite Kona Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasad Paya Lata Bhakti Bijas. So in other words, when you meet a pure devotee, if you're fortunate enough to recognize him and you take shelter of a pure devotee, then you receive the seed of love of God planted in your heart by hearing the words of a pure devotee. And then he teaches you how to water that seed by following the regulative principles of Krishna consciousness and chanting Hare Krishna. Prabhupada did this to a few early devotees, and then they went around and did it to hundreds and thousands of other people and brought them to Prabhupada. And because of that, their position in spiritual life is, let's say, eternally guaranteed. And therefore Krishna says, Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana prayapasate tesam nitya biyuktanam yogashamam vaham yaham. One who surrenders unto me and always engages in my service sincerely. 9th chapter, 22nd verse. One who always worships me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form. To them I carry what they lack, and I preserve what they have. And Prabhupada explains, one who is unable to live for a moment without Krishna consciousness cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day, being engaged in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshiping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, rendering other services, cultivating friendship, and surrendering fully to the Lord. Such activities are all auspicious and full of spiritual potencies, which make the devotee perfect in self-realization, so that his only desire is to achieve the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is a description of what happened to Tamal Krishna Maharaj. And that's why today we're remembering him and his sincere disciples. He has, I think, 4 or 6 disciples here in Seattle. They've organized this program tonight to remember their dear Gurudev, glorify his qualities, but to glorify Tamal Krishna Maharaj, you have to also glorify Srila Prabhupada, because he would not be what he became without the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So actually, Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasado, Yasya Prasada Nagatir Kotopi, Dayam Strutmamastasya Yasastri Sandam, Vande Gururasi Charanadavinda. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, one cannot attain the grace of Krishna. Without pleasing the spiritual master, one cannot make any spiritual advancement. Therefore, at least 3 times a day, I should worship my spiritual master and offer him all obeisances. And so that is the defining quality of a genuine devotee. They have an unpayable debt to their spiritual master and masters, and therefore they become devotees for life, for eternal life, because they cannot repay the debt. If someone saved your life, how much would that be worth to you? Let's say you were a billionaire. How much would you give the person that saved your life? Huh? Well, let's say you're stingy. You might give them $1 or $2, right? But if you're actually a good-hearted person, you say, look, I'll give you everything, but that's not enough, because my life is worth more than that $1 billion. I'll dedicate my whole life to you, because you gave me life. I was dying, and you brought me back to life. I cannot repay you materially, because it's not enough. Therefore, I dedicate my life to you. And that's what Tamal Krishna did to Srila Prabhupada. So now we'll have our... anyway, if any one of his disciples would like to say something, please come forward now. Anybody want to say anything? Come forward. Okay, then we'll continue the program now. We have Guru Puja and Pushpanjali, offering of flowers. So, who's going to do the arti? Where's Pandava Vijay? Okay. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Bando Mui Savadana Mate Bando Mui Savadana Mate Janara Prasade Bhai He Baba Tariya Jai Janara Prasade Bhai He Baba Tariya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vaikya Chitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vaikya Chitete Koriya Kya Arana Koriya Mane Asa Arana Koriya Mane Asa Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Ye pasade pure sarva asa Ye pasade pure sarva asa Chakshudan dila jai janme janme Prabhu se Chakshudana dila jai janme janme Prabhu se Divya Gyani de Prakashito Divya Gyani de Prakashito Prema Bhakti Chaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate Prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinasa jate. Vedega janara charito. Vedega janara charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adana Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adana Janara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Prabhupada Lokera Jivana. Aha Prabhu Kura Doya Deha Muni Padachaya. Aha Prabhu Kura Doya Deha Muni Padachaya. Epe Askusuki Bhuvana. Epe Askusuki Bhuvana. Aha Prabhu Kura Doya Deha More Padachaya. Aha Prabhu Kura Doya Deha More Padachaya. Ebe Askusuki Bhuvana. Ebe Askusuki Bhuvana. Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Hey Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Ila Prabhupada, Patita Pavana ki jai. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hey Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Haribo 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 Nitagor Haribo 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 Nitagor Premanande ki jai Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavani ki jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parvajika Chasta Tarasatarishi Shishimat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Prem Chikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudhi Gaur Bhaktivinda ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Samkunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapuri Ram ki Jagannath Puri Ram ki Tulasi Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Ganga Maya ki Jamuna Maya ki Samaveda Bhaktivinda ki Nitya Gaura Premanandi All glories to the Samal Devotee. All glories to the Samal Devotee. All glories to the Samal Devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Garanga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I'm going to make one request. No more swinging each other around in a circle like that, because all you have to do is by accident one person lets go, the other person could hit their head on the marble floor or against the Vyasa-san or against this thing, and we would have a tragedy. So no more doing that. No adults and no kids doing that anymore. It's way too dangerous. Okay. Huh? Yeah. So we have the Pushpanjali offering, flower offering now. Om Aganyati Mirandasya Yananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Ragunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Saidvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shivasavanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Ayane Prabhave Namaha Madhur Ujvala Premadya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatadine Rupa Nuga Virudapa Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gora Kishoraya Shakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambhade Padambu Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchit Ananda Namine Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupa Nuga Varayate Gora Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhumashri Jagannatayate Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Tama Krishna Goswami Iti Namini Vanchakalpa Turabhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratruse Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Saktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Jayatam Suratur Pangur Mama Manda Matergati Matsarvasva Padambojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Vindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastuto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prestalibihi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivatatastita Karsan Venuswaner Gopir Gopinatak Striyestuna Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudhi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswami Iti Namini Esha Krishna Esha Pushpanjali Swaha Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Tama Krishna Goswami Iti Namini Esa Pushpanjali Swaha. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare.
20-minute video on Guru disciple relationship on Maharaj. You can play that video.
Okay. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Tama Krishna Goswami Iti Namini Esa Pushpanjali Swaha.
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare, hey, Hare Krishna, Hare. So I have one request before everyone leaves, one request. Next week is Gaur Purnima. Now, this is the biggest day of the year, along with Janmashtami. So we're counting on everyone to come out on Harinam Sankirtan next Saturday. Now, everybody in this room should bring 3 other people. Let's get a pledge. Let's get a pledge going. Will you bring 3 other people with you next Saturday on Harinam Sankirtan? Wait a minute. I didn't hear anybody pledge there. Will you bring 3 other people with you next week on Harinam Sankirtan? Haribol! Now, don't forget, we want to get 300 people on this glorious Sankirtan festival next Saturday. We're going to meet in downtown Seattle at Westlake Park at hopefully 1 o'clock, between 1 and 1:30 next Saturday. Westlake Park, between 1 and 1:30. You know where Westlake Park is? Right in the center of town, right across the street from Westlake Mall. Right in the center of town. So, you pledge now, you're going to bring 3 people with you. Right? Is that right, Prabhu? Is that right? No. Yes. Okay. No. Not people here. 3 outside people. All right. If he said yes, then everyone's going to say yes. Okay. Okay, and then it's a 3-day celebration. It's Saturday. It's 4 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, today we had 35 people in Mangal Arti. By next Saturday, we want 150 people in Mangal Arti. So, bring your whole family next week, right? And during the week, we should build up in intensity, 35, 45, 65, 95, 115, 135, 150, okay? We have all these days this next week to build up the enthusiasm for Gaur Purnima. So thank you very much, and please enjoy Mahaprasadam now. As a token of her love for Gurudev, Rasavati and her friends have made patla, very special Gujarati preparation tonight, cooked in ghee. So it's going to be special. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj Ki.
Hare Krishna. Tomorrow 10 to 12, Haridas Prabhu is giving seminar on breaking kids victimization with internet, video games and smartphones. Tomorrow 10 to 12. Hare Krishna.
कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना कृपा करके.
Mechanical, it's not mechanical because we don't serve mechanically in the sense that we're doing it out of our love and care for our Guru. Because we may not feel at every moment, because what is that feeling of love? Generally we interpret love, what do we know of love? You may think, well, my heart is not throbbing, therefore it can't really, it's mechanical. But why are you doing it? Why are you taking the trouble? If there's no love, why would you do the good service you're doing? So I don't think it's mechanical. We say mechanical, but it's not mechanical. Because if you didn't actually love someone, why would you take the trouble? Devotees are sacrificing so much. They're giving up. Look, you're in your youth and your young age, and you're, renouncing so much enjoyment that's available all around. If that's not a great sacrifice and an act of love, I don't know what else is. So I don't think we're serving Krishna. The question is, can we just pray to Krishna? But who connected you to Krishna? The Guru connects you to Krishna. And the Guru does so many things also. On behalf of Krishna, the Guru comes to Tel Aviv. You can say, well, so does Krishna. He comes every time I chant his name. He comes. Okay, but the Guru has just come to Tel Aviv. He came here on an airplane. Krishna can also come on an airplane. He can come on the back of Garuda, but he hasn't done it so far. Krishna may be in his name. Krishna is in his name. Krishna is in prasadam. Krishna is in the deity, but Krishna also, rode on the back of Garuda and showed up in certain places. And right now the Guru rode on British Airways. And Krishna, so we can't say that, that's special. The Guru came. In addition to Krishna being here, the Guru came physically present. So we need the Guru's presence. We need the Guru's instruction. How do we know so many detailed things? Should I, do this service or that service? Krishna tells us through the Guru. So it's not enough just to say, Krishna, you're not so advanced that you can deal directly with Krishna. Let's see the person who can just go and, phone Krishna. It's not so easy. Although that joke says that he's just a local phone call away. You know that joke. You never heard that joke? Didn't I tell that joke the last time? It's a Jewish joke. Yeah, I told that joke, right? The Rabbi Rosen told that joke. You know Rabbi Rosen? It's David Rosen. Don't you remember I told you the joke? I think the story goes that I don't know, didn't I tell this the last time I was here? Someone went to make a phone call. He went into the office of the U.S. President. He saw there was a special golden phone. Didn't I tell this? You heard me tell this. You were going. Golden phone or something. See, usually it's a red phone, a hotline. He said, what is this red phone? He said, this is my red phone, a hotline. He said, what is this red phone? He said, this is my direct line to Yeltsin. And what is the golden phone? He said, oh, that is the direct line to God. He said, you have a direct line to God? Yes. He said, well, you think I could make a phone call? He said, well, this phone call is very expensive. You can't just make a free phone call. It's extremely expensive. How much will it cost? He said, this call will cost you millions of dollars to make. Because you're going to speak to God. Anyway, he didn't have all that money. But then he was a diplomat. He went to the CIS and he saw Yeltsin, and Yeltsin also had his red line back to the President of the U.S. And he also had a golden phone, which was very surprising because you wouldn't expect someone in the CIS to have a hotline to God. When he asked how much it cost, it turned out to be even more expensive than the call to God from America. So again, he couldn't do it. Anyway, then he was called to Israel, because there was some conflict that he was trying. This was a diplomat. He was trying to resolve. resolve. So he went into the president of Israel's prime minister office, and he had a red line, a hotline to the U.S. president, and he also had a golden phone. So he knew by this time that this golden phone is a phone you can call God. He said, you also have one of these phones? He said, of course. He said, how much does it cost to make a call? And he said, well, here it's just a local call. Yeah, I didn't tell you that? So, maybe people think that, God is so close that they can make a local phone call. But we have, and they do claim that, don't they? People all over the world make that claim, right? That we have direct connection with God. They do this. The Arabs do it, the Jews do it, the Christians do it. People everywhere. Hindus do it. Everybody feels that they're contacting God and they know what God wants. But we take a position that we know in a general sense through Scripture, but we try to understand God's desire by hearing from Guru. That's our local phone call. Does the spiritual master hear our prayers? Yes, the spiritual master hears our prayers. Because who is the spiritual master? I mean, what is his, in terms of ontological existence, what is his, how does he exist? Who is he? What is he? He's the representative of Lord Nityananda. That means that he is possessed of, or that he is a possession of Nityananda Prabhu, or Nityananda Prabhu's mercy or energy. So Nityananda is God, Balaram, Shakti. The energy of Nityananda, Balaram, the energy of God, is there at every moment. So when you offer prayer, that Nityananda, the potency of Nityananda, is actively working to take your prayer, to hear your prayer, and to reciprocate with your prayer. If you mean, that's how I answer. This is the actual truth of the answer. And that's how it works. So, how do we understand that? In other words, then you might say, well, that's Nityananda, what about you? Well, in regard to my being your guru, you cannot separate me from Nityananda. You cannot separate me as your guru from Balaram and his energy. I'm not, in the position of guru, I'm not just me. Because I'm nothing. I'm just an ordinary conditioned soul. But as guru, I'm not an ordinary conditioned soul. Because by the grace of Nityananda and by the grace of Balaram, my abilities and potencies to act for you as your guru become extraordinary. But on my own, they're ordinary. So I cannot do anything except for the fact that Nityananda and Balaram are acting through me. And in regard to being your guru and hearing your prayers, by their grace, everything is heard. And that's the answer. That is the answer. And if you say, okay, well, what am I thinking right now? I may not know what you're thinking right now. But that does not mean that the guru does not hear your prayers. And if you say, but you're the guru, so you should personally hear the prayers. I'm the guru in the sense that I'm the external manifestation of the Super Soul. And Guru is not simply the physical body sitting in front of you. The Guru is the whole Parampara. The Guru is Krishna. So when you say, does the spiritual master hear my prayers, we have to understand what is the spiritual master. He's a person but beyond the person, he's a person, he is the representative of many persons, and he is a principle, he is so many things. So yes, the Guru hears. What aspect, in what way, that's a very complex point which I'm speaking about. But it's not simply to you, the physical, being, the physical human person sitting in front of me, hear my prayers. Your prayers are heard. And I can also, but you have to understand, just like Prabhupada would say, send me, if you ask, does the spiritual master hear my prayers, you might as well, you may be asking, does the spiritual master know everything? If the spiritual master, physical person being sitting in front of you is the one you're addressing, then the question should be asked, does Prabhupada know everything? If Prabhupada knew everything, then why did he tell us to send the reports? And if you could answer, well, just for our sake, I don't buy that. That's not the only reason. He wanted to know. Sometimes Prabhupada would call us and say, what's your opinion? Well, if he knows everything, why does he have to ask me my opinion? And you could say, well, actually he knew, but he was just trying to teach you so that later on you wouldn't do everything on your own, but you'd consult others. That's ridiculous. Prabhupada asked for our opinion because he didn't know what our opinion was until we told him. Does that mean that Prabhupada is not perfect? No. But it does mean that Prabhupada's not Krishna. And I'm not Krishna, and I'm not Balaram, but I represent Balaram. And by the arrangement of Balaram, your Guru will hear your prayers. And you just can't restrict and limit the Guru only to the physical person sitting in front of you. Because he's much more than that. Because this physical person sitting in front of you one day won't be there. Just like Prabhupada's physical person sitting in front of us is no longer there. But Prabhupada's still there. So you have to go a little bit deeper and expand the concept of what you are speaking about when you say, does the Guru hear my prayers?